Hi, good morning. Here we are on day 26. How was your weekend? Did you have a really good weekend? Did you have the opportunity to join in maybe with the live service on Sunday as well? Have you had an opportunity for rest and contact with the rest of your family? So I hope that you've had a really good time. How did you get on with my special books challenge over the weekend? You know already, don't you, what you're trying to do, so I'm sure you're well versed in the rules and the boundaries of what we're trying to do here, and the rules there. You see them here on the screen. Did you remember that the three things I wanted you to do at the weekend? You had 12 pictures on our special weekend challenge on the Bible books. You needed to work out the book from the picture. You needed to do a brief summary, something about the book, and then thirdly to put the 12 in the correct order of appearance in the Old Testament. I'll let you check for yourselves by going back to the contents page in the Old Testament to check whether you've got them in order. I've not got a crib sheet, so I'm going to try and remember them as we go through. Picture number 1. What do we have? We have, here we go, we've got a sand mule and a king, one king. So it's 1 Samuel, that's the first one. Number 2, if you remember, we've got a man sleeping on using a lion as his pillow. That is the book of Daniel. Picture number 3, we've got a whole load of people trying to get out, exiting the country that they're in. That's a reminder of the book of Exodus. Then we have the picture number 4. Here we go. We've got a declaration being made by a microphone, a mic. It is actually Micah, one of the minor prophets in the Old Testament. Daniel, of course, is one of the major prophets. Number 5, here we come. So a man building a wall. The wall at this moment seems to be about knee high. So that hopefully was a clue to you that it's Nehemiah. Then we've got picture number 6. Nehemiah, of course, is one of the history books, as is, well, Exodus, part of the Torah. 1 Samuel, that's one of the history books as well. Picture number 6, well, you've got 2 men here. One's crying and weeping and lamenting, and one is dancing and joyfully, and it's, if you notice carefully as you look at their faces, they both got one eye higher than the other. It is in fact the major prophet Isaiah. Picture number 7, here we go. A big one, a big N in the middle here, big N, and this is beginnings. It is of course Genesis. Then we have on picture number 8, we've got 2 palm trees. One of them's singing, one of them's praying, which gives us the clues, doesn't it, to the 150 chapters that are in the book of Psalms and all that they're about. Picture number 9, this seems to be a military man with a wall behind him. It can remind us of the story of Jericho, and obviously the leader that took over from Moses, his name was Joshua. That's the 6th book of the Old Testament after the Torah. And there we have it. There's number 10. Here it comes. Here we have 1 Kings. There you go. And that's particularly about Solomon and his many, many wives. Number 11 is perhaps not the hardest of all of them. I'm sure you remember the big fish that swallowed the prophet that didn't want to go to where he was being sent by God, ran in the opposite direction, found himself being swallowed by a big fish, having been thrown over the boat. Then he gets blurted out onto the seashore and he ends up at Nineveh. It is of course Jonah, and that leaves us our last picture, and our last picture of the 12. Hopefully you've got all of those, and I've done a really good summary of those things, and it's been a real encouragement to you. The final one, well, it's the second law, isn't it? The first law in the background. It's the 5th book, the last book of the Torah. It is Deuteronomy. There we have it. So there's your 12 books. I hope that's been a real encouragement to you as you've done that, and I hope you've shared with others as you've learned that as well. Today we're getting back to the New Testament books that we've done so far. We've got pictures 14 and 15 coming up, and these 2 pictures I will give the answers to tomorrow. But here they come. Here's picture number 14. You may remember, this may be familiar. We may have already done a similar one already, so check that one out. And then picture number 15. Here we go. And again, this also may be a little bit familiar of one of the pictures that we've already done. Don't forget, you're working out which book the picture represents and a summary of the book, trying to find out a little bit more about what the book is all about. And I hope again that the things that you're learning are beginning to transform you. My prayer is that would be the case. Stay safe again. I say that every time, but I do really want you to stay safe. A reminder at the bottom of the picture here on the screen, you've got my email address should you want to contact me about anything or ask any questions, or just give me some feedback as to how you're enjoying or what you're learning from the things that you're doing here on the Bible Books Challenge. I will see you tomorrow with those explanations. So bye for now.